A real 80s Floyd Rose. It's missing a saddle because I'll be comparing saddles. Compared to this Floyd Rose Special. Also missing a saddle. For future tests, it comes from a Schecter there. And this isn't any license thing. It says really Floyd Rose. We're gonna compare how terrible this Floyd Rose Special is. Okay, on the right, the 80s Floyd Rose saddle. You see how the Allen screw doesn't leave a mark. It's quality metal. While on the newer thing here, the Allen screw leaves a huge mark. You can say it might have only been tightened harder than this one, but I'm going to show you this is terrible metal quality. First of all, check how it wiggles left and right. See? Hold on. Anyway, that's not the end of the world, but one from the 80s, it's a lot tighter. Now look from under. Yeah. You see here, this is clearly made of brass. They on purpose don't plate a piece to prove that it's brass. If you look at the bottom here, it's yellow metal there. Let me try to bring up the flash. No, I can't. Anyway, so another thing here is if you look down, yeah, we don't really see very well, but the strings there, they really leave a huge dent. You know, when in there when the pad pushes against them. While on the 80s one, damn, it's dark in there. You see the 80s one there? Very clean. The string didn't make a huge groove there. See on this one? See, the strings leave a huge groove in there. So what happens is that your string goes deeper and deeper in that groove and it slips out. So you dive bomb or whatever. So you have to turn the Allen screw tighter and tighter so that your strings stop coming out. Now see what happens there? Look at this ridiculous crack that developed in this. The saddle is wasted. It's wasted. But hey, that Schecter, it sounds, it sounds amazing. It sounds beautiful. It sounds like a huge Les Paul. I love it. But that bridge, oh, it sucks. Now the little shoes there. You see the one on the left, it's perfectly square, really well machined. You see the one on the right, it's not the best machining job I've ever seen. This is the special. See, it's bubbling each side of the... But that's not the... That part, I can't really complain about it because... You know, the strings leave a dent, but then on the 80s shoe, strings leave a dent too there. But that's clearly steel. The saddle is supposed to be brass. And I don't know why, but technically brass is not as hard as steel. But surprisingly, the shoe here gets marked. And the inside of the brass saddle does not get marked. and the Floyd Special one gets ridiculous grooves. So this one is really well machined, not bubbling each sides of the. Anyway, another thing I don't like here is you see the pat where the string passes. It's just kind of weirdly shaped, you know, and they're not really all consistent. If you look up close on the Special, you know, they it's difficult to say here like this, but they don't they don't all quite look the same. However, on the 80's Floyd Rose, to me, those beds are a lot more nicely rounded and all the same. So you can say I just wasn't lucky and I got a bad saddle. The worst is that I heard it snap, because that string just kept popping right out and out and out. And I tried to use another little route where it didn't have any groove. The string just will not stay in there. So I started tightening harder and harder. But, you know, as this part pushes on the shoe, it creates a huge pressure to separate these two halves. This part in half. So this one gave in, you know. So anyway, I'm pretty sure I got a few others snapped, because when I tighten really hard, I sort of heard a few times. I'd be willing to bet that this one here is snapped too. And look at the angle. Yeah, we can't really see here, but the angle on this one, it's much sharper. Like, this one is raised a little more while the screw is pointing down. Like, the angle that it was machined is not really perfect either. So, cat call, sorry.